Tiny art house, big artist feelings at Fingraves Tattoos.
Morning, guys. Is you gonna help? 2 pass here. Open your pass over there. Yep. Is to paint this glorious closet white. Welcome to the tiny do-it-yourself art studio that has the feel as if it were a cabin in the woods. It's a magical, mystical, curious place. Mostly inside my head. And eventually it will be where I want it to be. So, come along for the ride. And now you get to watch me time-lapse paint this experience. I'll be right back. I've got to put on different clothing.
Gay, gay, gay. Am I done yet? Can I throw this paint at the wall?
Let's get started. Like, making this project fun and silly is gonna be the place that makes me feel better. Okay, I'm gonna go inside and get a butter knife to cut off this lovely foam.
I'm genuinely really, really satisfied with this spray foam.
This is all the things that are not being foreseen on the time lapse, which is great, because who really needs to see all that shit anyways, right?
Time-lapsing is providing me a space to be able to see what I'm actually doing. So right now, while I'm editing this video, I can look into the studio and see that that entire area is painted white, but I get familiar to what I've done so quickly. I'm used to being able to make really huge strides and adjust and adapt and change, and like remodeling a tiny art house while I'm living in it and making a tiny art house out of a shack and a garage. That's not only is that something I've never done before, but it's both something that's like difficult and something that tons and tons and tons of people have done, but not me yet, and it's hard. What if instead of really, really big transitions, the idea was to just make one small change every day? Like, even if you painted 1 square inch on something, it would count. Or you dyed your hair, or you spray painted your jacket. What is one small, teeny tiny creative thing that you'd like to do that you could do literally right now? Can you think of anything? I can think of quite a few. Did you hear that self-absorbed artist opinion? I can think of quite a few. Of course I can think of quite a few. I'm 36 years old and I've been making art since I was 3 minimum. And I've had massive encouragement towards creativity, as well as a significant amount of drama, pain, poverty, and a need for resourcefulness. So of course I can think of 3 or 25 different things that you specifically could go do right now. I think it's much more important that you come up with your own list of 3 things, because here I am on my time off. So I'm spending most of my evenings, my mornings, my weekends doing this project. And I'm a big project-based person because I need change and transformation. Look at that right there. That's the moment. That's the moment where it looks the way it looks now, and oh my God, it's so much freaking better. 1 coat of Kills does that. So I'm doing a 2nd coat here. One of the things that I'm doing with this tiny art house build is I'm kind of rejuvenating the wood. And what I mean by rejuvenating the wood is it's got a whole bunch of holes. You know, there's quite a bit of insect activity that I've stopped up the holes of, and there's sap, and it's been a whole cleanup thing, and the wood needs some kind of surface and covering to kind of make it harder and seal more. I invited my Uncle Bill. He's the one who gave me those overalls. So when you see me wearing overalls that say Bill on, that's him. I invited him over and asked him, because I'm going to be doing walls, if he thought I should continue to paint. And he said, yeah, the wood is old and I already know how to paint. I am a painter. I've done house painting repeatedly, and I did demo work. Once I worked for a girlfriend for an entire summer and deconstructed her house. That was really fun, honestly. I loved getting paid for it. The strangest thing of this process is that every hour that I'm here working on this home space for myself is an hour that I'm not focused and dedicated to my tattoo career. Now, I have never, not once in my planning for myself as an artist, have I decided that I was going to be 100% of the time a tattoo artist. I just saw from all the women that I watched and studied their process as a tattoo artist, I saw that they burned really fast when they did it full time. The tattoo industry is super male dominated. And one of the complications that I have as a female in the industry is sometimes I just literally physically struggle to be next to the guys in my shop. And the guys in my shop are great. I have a combination of trauma and complications with men that make it difficult for me to genuinely be in a work environment with men all the time. And as an artist, my artist career has been spent with women, and it's also been spent alone. And one of the reasons a home studio is so crucial, so important to me, is I get to be alone and still make work.
I wonder, when we talk about this pandemic that we're in right now, this collective grief and so many losses, we can't even count them. I do believe we'll get to a place of meaning. That we're so busy chasing extraordinary moments that we forget
naming meaningful moments. Naming meaningful moments. When we go, what's the meaning in this? I can't find meaning in a pandemic, but you and I can create this meaningful moment together. Let's name this as a meaningful moment. You took action for us to talk today, and that was meaningful.
Listening to people like Brene Brown talking about the massive collective grief that people are experiencing really makes me treasure the relationships that I do have. And it makes me just take a little bit extra time to be special with them, you know? And then Finn begins to fin, and she gets back to work. Because I believe that if I take actions towards the dreams that I want, if I ask for help, if I allow myself to show up as I am to the best of my ability, that there will both be help and support. My mother taught me to be a workhorse. She didn't mean to, but she taught me how to work. She taught me how to work, and my wife taught me how to clean. Those two skills as a woman, I feel like they're all I spend my time doing, honestly. It's been interesting showcasing my artistic and creative expression around discouragement. So this wall, I couldn't figure out how to get the big ass heavy doors to hang on the wall, and everything is unframed. So I decided I had to do what I do best, which is face my fears head on. My fears of failure, shame, violence, death, rape, war, voicelessness, men not listening to women of color or women that they love. Me showcasing my hopes, my dreams, my needs. I hope me showing you what I do and the things that I can get accomplished when I am sad and tired and grief-stricken and overwhelmed makes you want to go out and do something, because you don't have to feel good to make art. And in fact, most art comes from a deep place of suffering and a deep sense of feeling your feelings. Follow us for authenticity, and you can do hard things.